So I'm going to start off with BB cream and a bit of moisturiser underneath. Of course, if you don't like BB cream, you can just go ahead and use your favourite foundation if you prefer. And I'm going to blend it in with my fingers. If there's anything else which needs a little bit more coverage, I'm going to put a second layer of BB cream, and then if at that point it still needs something a little more to cover it, then I'll go into concealer. But for the moment I'm going to try and just stick to BB cream, especially on the outer corner of my eye, just to cover the redness. There's still a few areas which I'd like a little more covered, so I'm going to be using a Graftobian concealer. You can use whatever kind of concealer you prefer, and I'll be using a fluffy blending brush for this. I'm not too fond of the traditional concealer brushes because they're a little bit hard to apply lightly and you do tend to shovel the product on, so I prefer a blending brush for that reason. And for my brows I'll be using a mascara wand, and I always tip the mascara wand to the side. It makes it a lot easier to apply and a lot easier to dip into anything like a cream concealer, so that you don't have to jab it into the end and then end up with a ton of product on the end of the brush that you don't need. So I'll just be running a brown cream concealer through my brows just to make them lighter. Rubonzel has brown eyebrows and I've got closer to black eyebrows, so I'll be making them a tiny bit lighter. On my other brow I messed up a little bit on the arch, but I'll be fixing that at the very end of the video. That's the last thing I'll worry about. For the moment we're just going to go ahead and apply primer all over the lid, and again you can use whatever brand you prefer, you don't have to use what I'm using. After that I'm going to apply beige eyeshadow all over the lid, and then I'm going to be taking the brown eyeshadow. Now some people can get a little bit confused about where the crease of their eye is, and that's the bit where there's a dip between your brow bone and your eyeball, and that's where you want to fill the colour in. So I'm going to take the light brown and just run that through the crease, and then I'm also going to bring it down onto the lower lid and run that right into the lashes. Then I'm going to take a blending brush and blend it all out. And now for this look we're not going to be using any kind of black eyeliner, we're actually going to be using a brown eyeliner. Now when I'm applying this, because I want to keep the end pointed, I'm going to be using it on the side. I'm not going to be pointing and running that along the upper lash line, I'm going to be using the edge, and it also means that I'm a lot more likely to get a smooth line. So I'm just going to run it along the base of the lashes and keep doing that, and it's only when I get to the bottom lashes where I'm trying to get that point right in between the hairs that I'm going to be pointing it down towards my skin. For the moment I'm just going to run it on its side. Once I've filled in the lashes on the lower line, I'm going to take that same flat brush and blend it out, and then I'm going to take a beige eyeliner and line the waterline, and I'm also going to bring that onto the inner tear duct and then bring it just underneath the lashes on the inner corner of the eye and blend it out. Then on the upper lid with the same peach eyeliner, I'm going to run this as close to the brown eyeliner as I can, and this will help make it look a little bit more like my lash line is actually that thick, without it being apparent that it is just a lot of eyeliner. On the lower lashes I'm going to apply some brown mascara, and I'll be doing this using a disposable wand. I'm going to try and get as much of that on the lower lashes as possible. Now on the upper lid we're going to do something a little interesting. We're going to use some individual lashes, but we're only going to put this on the very centre of the eye. So basically you need to think as if there's two lines on either side of your eyes, and you're just going to fill in that section, and it will open up the middle part of your eyes and make them look a lot larger than they actually are. And then over that I'm going to apply some normal false lashes. One of the last things I'm going to do is take a pale concealer, and then in a C shape, starting just underneath the brow, I'm going to bring that round along the top of the cheekbones and then blend that out. Last two things we're going to do is the blush. Now the blush, I'm going to be applying this very high on the apples of my cheeks. It's almost underneath the eyes really, because Rapunzel has her blush quite high up. And we're going to apply this really, really lightly. And then the last thing I'm going to do is apply an OCC lip tar in the colour Lydia, which is very slightly darker than my own lip tone. And that's pretty much it. You're done!